What's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we are reviewing and installing this 8-gang switch box from Amazon for 120 bucks. Let's check it out. Alright, so let's jump in and start unboxing this. These switches do come in different colors. You could get green or blue. I ended up getting the green. You also get all the labels for your switches, and if you have a decal cutter, you could even make your own if you need to. The instruction manual is actually pretty decent. It's not too bad. It explains everything well and what you can connect to which switches and what the amperage output is for each switch. It also comes with a circuit breaker, which I don't think I'm going to be using because all of my lighting that I have on the way is probably going to be hooked up to a fused relay. So the control box is actually an aluminum base with a plastic cover. You also get hardware for mounting it any way that you need to, and you get the actual switch panel, which you can mount two different ways, on a flat surface or with this bracket. And this is the 60 amp circuit breaker that we're not going to use. You get all the wiring that you're going to need to hook up the control box to the battery, a long wire that goes from the control box to the switch panel. You get the power wires for the actual switch box, some zip ties, and finally you get two sets of brackets for the control box. One is a right angle and the other one is a flat mount. So inside the control box, you have some spare fuses in there. Everything looks pretty decently waterproofed with like a black silicone gel. Nice big terminals for the power input from the battery. Everything is nicely labeled, and overall it looks great. And this is an aluminum base too. So let's get it installed. So the location that I chose to mount the control box is on the fender inside right next to the battery and the other fuse box. It is mounted by one of the grounding nuts, and the other side of the box is actually mounted to the fender with a bolt, and the wires run through the base. This location allows it to completely clear the hood, and originally I was going to install it on top of the other fuse box cover, and then I realized that the wires need to run through the bottom of it, so that wasn't going to work, and then plus removing the cover on the fuse panel was going to suck. This location, the wires reach really nicely. It works out great. Like I said, it clears the hood, and you can totally run all your wires right in that dead spot next to the battery, and it works out perfect. So the next step is to hook up and run the control wire to the switch panel and the accessory power on with the wire to dim the switches. And we're going to be running this through the factory grommet, so I do need access underneath the inner fender liner, which I'm going to be removing. That actually requires cutting out these factory plastic rivets, which you could get replacements online pretty cheap. In my case, I'm not going to be doing that because I am going to be installing a fender chop kit with aftermarket fender liners. So the trick that I'm using to get through the rubber grommet is a cut wire hanger with electrical tape on the wire that I need to run through with some grease on it, and all you do is you poke through the grommet and pull the wire through with a wire hanger. Once the wire is through the grommet, I used a wire puller rod to pull that same wire through the center console into the driver's side underneath the dash so we could hook it up to the location where the switches are going to go. So for the accessory power wire, I am going to be hooking up directly to my amplifier turn-on that's hooked up to the cigarette lighter accessory plug. But in this case, you could hook it up to anything that you prefer, whether it's ignition powered or accessory powered. There's plenty of sources to get that power. The easiest one is the cigarette lighter. So after I got everything assembled, I installed the switch panel, and I did have to drill 2 holes. Now, I could have just put it on some double-sided sticky tape, but I want it on there solid. It was a little nerve-wracking, but it's done. So now all I have left to do is plug in the switches that I ran the wire right between the panels here and hook up the remote turn-on wire for the switch control box, and we are pretty much done. Now if you want the switches to dim when you turn your headlights on, all you have to do is connect the white wire to your headlight to get a positive feed so that the control module knows that you turned your headlights on. So at this point, all I have to do is connect the wires to the battery terminals, and as I said before, I am going to be using fused relays for any high amp drawing accessories that I'll be using with these switches. That could be mounted up under the hood anywhere. And as for lower power consumption accessories, I'm going to be hooking them up directly to the control box. And there you go, guys, 8 switches hooked up for the fraction of the cost what the Mopar switches cost. I did do an installation video on the Mopar switches as well, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll put the link right up top in the corner. And as for these switches, I will throw the link down in the description, so check it out. They're about $120 something to $130 something depending on the color that you get. So the overall quality I feel like is actually pretty decent. Control base is CNC aluminum. The switch panel itself is metal construction with aluminum faceplate. The switches are nice and crisp. The LED lighting inside is nice and bright. If you do need replacement labels, you could find them online anywhere, whatever style you'd like. Installation is super easy and it cleans everything up nicely. It makes it easier to install any aftermarket lighting or any accessories that you're trying to hook up. In my case, I'm going to be redoing all the off-road lighting on the Jeep. I have a lot of lights coming from Diode Dynamics, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video, and I will see you in the next video. Later.